Okay, for this video, I'm going to focus on only the YNR Thanksgiving episode. Now, for clarification, it was shown on Wednesday, but I watched it yesterday. So, what I do is, and I'm sure most of you do this, if you have a DVR, you record stuff on your DVR and then you watch it whenever you can. Most of the time, I watch the soaps on a daily basis so I can cover them. But sometimes, like on Wednesday, I watch it again because I watched it the first time and then I watched it the second time to get all the details if I missed anything. So I watched the Thanksgiving episode yesterday and it was good. It's it was a typical, and yet it had a couple moments that you didn't expect in it for Thanksgiving, but it was a good one. Okay. So what I like about it is I've already talked about this part of it, but I didn't talk about another part of it. Um, for most people on these shows, they're involved in family business or business of some sort, right? So I like the fact that they use the line, "We're not talking about business today." So I like that. Okay. So Tucker, what's funny is also I'm beginning to notice things that I wouldn't normally notice like last year. Um, but there always seems to be a couple outcasts, usually two outcasts that don't know anybody yet, and or they've caused trouble for the usual um, families in the town or whatever. So say Genoa City, okay, there's the Abbotts and the Newmans, right? Okay, so the two outcasts are Zalika Silver, Audra Charles, and Trevor St. John as Tucker McCall, right? Okay, they're on the outs with everybody because, first of all, Tucker was married to Ashley, that fell through, and the way he treated her put him at odds with the Abbott family. And then Zulika Silver, you could say, broke up Kyle and Summer's marriage, therefore kind of screwing over both families in a way, the Abbotts and the Newmans. Um, okay, and then of course there's the Chancellor Winters clan, which is kind of funny, but this is not, or ironic, that this is kind of in family fighting because Nate Hastings, who is the cousin to Lily and Devon, is the one who messed up the relationship on his own. Now, he is trying to repair the relationship, but I don't know. If it was me, because, okay, to me, totally personal, not talking about the soap for a second. But if you talk about family and business, you should have a dividing line. Or if you're going to put family into the fold of the business, have a clear have clear boundaries and a clear understanding between each other that, hey, if you make the business go south because of something you do, you're out. And I don't care if you're family or not. So I personally, if a family member did what he did to them, I wouldn't let him back in. Or it would take a long time and a lot of him having to make it up to me and prove to me that he's not going to do that again for me to even consider letting him back in. That's me. Okay, now I think Nate is still on the outs with the family, but they are considering letting him back in. But I would say be cautious because this could be a kind of a ruse for him to get in your good graces, but not have your best interests at heart. Um, but that's just me. Okay. So because of that, Tucker and Audra are the outsiders, right? Okay, so and Tucker says something about it because and I love that they give him the funny lines sometimes. He says, well, we thought about it and we just figured that turkey and mashed potatoes is so passe. So if you're cool and trendy, you go and have a whiskey and burgers at the hotel bar. And then what's not funny but kind of like on point is Audra says right after that she can read the room and she says, "You guys have a lot to talk about, so I'm gonna excuse myself," and she runs out of there like you wouldn't believe. Okay, and then getting back to the family things. All right, so you know how the Abbott family always has a big Thanksgiving, and then Tracy is trying to put it together, but because it's so short notice, she has to get with Abby Newman and use society, and they close down society for all day so they can have a family thing, uninterrupted, whatever. So then here's the interesting thing. All right, so um, Michael and Gloria come back from what was it, Singapore or yeah, and they said, "Oh my God, you're back!" And okay, so all right, for clarity, now I know this. Judith Chapman plays Gloria, and of course Christian LeBlanc plays Michael. All right, so and Gloria has been in and out of prison for months. Supposedly that's the storyline. Okay, so she says, so they're all like, "Hey, welcome back," whatever, trying to be cheerful. And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, that's great. If you can, if you don't consider being sleep deprived and basically malnourished, then yeah, I'm good." Okay, so then she falls asleep on the chair, and then she's just complaining about little things, and so what's her name? Uh, Not Chelsea. Chloe. Chloe says, "Well, can we try to be grateful for the for little things? Because we have this whole huge thing, a dinner prepared. Oh, and he, Abby actually apologized for letting her wait staff have the day off, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. We can manage." And Gloria's like, "But I'm used to like service," and then that's when they're like, "Be grateful." um. Okay. So then that was funny because Judith Chapman has some range on her. She can go from serious to like crazy and fun and all that stuff in a second. I like that. Um. Okay, so that's that. And then let's see. Hmm. They're talking about the Newmans for a second, but whatever. But then again they didn't once again they said we're not gonna talk business. Oh, and then the big thing was they kind of cornered Mamie into talking about her dealings with Tucker. Um but she clears it up. She says that Tucker wants Devon to have the business because he considers him the true heir to everything. And so they're like, "Oh, okay." I don't think they were suspicious after that. So that was a good conclusion kind of to that. Although I say everything can turn on a dime, so everything that you think is concluded may not be. Um, all right, I think I covered everything. If I didn't cover something, I'm really sorry. I tried. Um, all right. I'll come back with something for bold, okay?